All right, Jim, one of the other things I wanted to ask you about as we're covering some of the news and notes in wrestling this past week is about Chris Jericho. He has found a way to keep himself in the headlines, and I'm proud for him for that. He's constantly reinventing himself, and he was recently on the red carpet for Hollywood Horror Nights, and obviously that's something that is right up his alley. We know he's appeared in Terrifier and other horror movies, but he was asked about AEW, and he had a great quote, I think, that everybody should wrap their head around. He said, "The best thing that can happen to wrestling is AEW, and the fact that there are two huge promotions that you can choose from just makes it better for the guys, makes it better for the fans, and everybody in between. I'm not going anywhere for a long while. I'm still with AEW for right now. Would I go back to WWE? I wouldn't be opposed to it. We just have to see what happens. The best thing that can happen is to have two great teams you can play for, and that just makes everything bigger and more exciting." I mean, I agree with this. I think every wrestling fan should agree with this. The business is better when there are two major promotions. It creates more jobs. It creates competition. People step their game up when they're looking over their shoulder, and it also allows the guys to get paid more. I mean, one of the things that's not lost on me is if AEW weren't around, WWE and WWE alone dictates the pay scale. But as long as there's competition out there, guys are getting paid more money right now than ever before. Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Big money. I've heard some of the salaries that guys are getting paid. It's incredible, and good for them. Good for the business. Good for the boys and the girls. When we say the boys, we mean everybody. That not suit some of the female fans or talents real well, but it's a hell of a thing. It's a great thing. It affects the monies, and your uh, career lifespan is relatively short. Injuries and trends and motivational things that keep your game sharp. So I'm a big fan of more than one place to go be able to work and earn a living. It just makes all the sense in the world. So AEW is one of the greatest gifts that pro wrestling has had in years, because it gives everybody a chance to work and get that wage scale up. Because like I said, it didn't last forever. You can get hot and stay. If you're really good, you can stay hot for a while, but if not, you just got to keep scrapping away and making a name for yourself and with your body of work. So I love the fact that AEW is in the game, and we're in a position to where we're probably more popular and more viable than anybody ever envisioned when Tony Khan created the brand.
I do want to ask you, when we're taking a look at Chris Jericho in particular, I mean, he has reinvented himself over and over and over, not just in WWE, but even in AEW. And I see this interview and I can't help but wonder, he's crazy like a fox in a good way. I want to give a shout out to Art Gonzalez. He's been a Top Guy ad-free shows member for more than 5 years. He joined us on April Fool's Day 2020. Shout out to Art for hanging in there with us so long at AFS. Hey, the thing I was asking specifically about Jericho, though, is I think the internet has decided, oh, he's going back to WWE. Oh, he's going to be in the Rumble. And the more they're talking about that, I don't know what his contract is or isn't, it does feel like he's just keeping his name out there, creating more leverage. He's smart. But also, too, it could be a false flag operation. If everyone expects him to show up in WWE again, if and when he pops back up in AEW, he's going to get a thunderous ovation. A hero's welcome, won't he?
Oh God, yeah. He's got a great following. He's always treated his fans respectfully. His quality of work maintains itself. People want to see more of him. He's smart as a whip, and he's a real businessman. So I hope I've said this before. I hope that he doesn't leave AEW. We need him. We can use his skill set, his leadership. I see him countless times having some kid in the corner and talking about their character or their presentation. He's got time for everybody, and he's smart as hell. He's a student of the game in the true sense of the word. And we provide lip service for a lot of that stuff, but it's legit. It's real with him. He's a born coach, shall we say.
You and I know that he helps a lot of people behind the scenes and has continued to do that since day one with AEW. But it does feel like there's a contingent of fans online who've decided that, working with Chris Jericho is the kiss of death and nobody gets over. And the people who work with him, by the way, they never say that. But it does feel like, I don't know, the worm has turned with some smart fans on Chris Jericho. Do you think that's just the presentation? Because if we're honest with you, those same fans, it felt like they had turned against Cody when he was in his dying days of AEW before he jumped ship to WWE. And now he's beloved there. Is that just reframing him? Or is this just the old territory moniker of, hey, sometimes it's time to go learn a new hold, as you would say. You go to a new territory and then you're perceived differently. Is that all it is, or is there more to it than that?
I think that's covers the basis pretty much. I really do, Connie. I think it's just a fait accompli, reinventing, sprucing up your act, shall we say? It's just it's the way of the world. And Jericho has this innate ability to reinvent himself. Little tweaks here, little tweaks there, but he can deliver. He can deliver in the ring. He can deliver on the mic. He's great. He has great name identity. So I'm a solid supporter of Chris Jericho. I hired Chris Jericho back in the day, and we brought him out to, I think it might have been Chicago. And he's never failed to deliver ever. So and he came in and he just did a hell of a job.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what's next for Chris Jericho. I, for one, am not convinced that he is in fact leaving AEW. I still think he's got time on his deal. It wouldn't surprise me if he showed up, at the ECW arena before it's all said and done. I think that's what's fun about wrestling right now is we don't know, like, hey, AJ Lee just came back. Hey, what if Chris Jericho jumps? What if he stays? What if he pops up and challenges so-and-so? The what ifs in wrestling and keeping fans guessing, that's what keeps us tuning back in, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Fresh. Wrestling fans love new, what's perceived as new, what's fresh. And he can come back seamlessly. And in a matter of one TV show, he's back in his element.
SaveWithConrad.com.
My name's Daryl. Came from Massachusetts and I moved to Wisconsin. And there's a lot of people that might be asking, why go with Conrad? Why go with Supreme Lending? And let me tell you something, brother. I think about the credentials, the tag team partner that I'd be working with. First of all, we got the podfather himself, Conrad. How can you go wrong with that? And then also go on to SaveWithEric.com, which, who else could have kicked Vince's ass for 83 consecutive weeks? You can't beat that duo right there. But they did bring a secret weapon, and I didn't realize this because this was not advertised. I worked closely with Larry the Axe Thompson. And let me tell you, with all the stress with moving across the country with a large family that I have, it was reassuring to know that I had the enforcer at my back, handling questions from the other side of sellers, the other side with trying to find the right prices. He took care of all that. All I had to do was keep my eye on the prize and make it there to Wisconsin. They were absolutely fantastic. They checked in on me, especially Francis, very patient with me. I don't go through this process all the time, so I trusted the experts. I was able to call them. They called me if they had questions, and it felt like it was a personal arrangement. There was even a point in which from the seller side, they wanted something else that wasn't part of the norm. Francis straight up told me, hey, we're loyal to you. We'll do whatever you want to do, and we'll make sure that you guys are taken care of. They came through. I made it to the dream. I'm the champion of my own destiny here. They were able to help pave the way for me and my family. I couldn't be more happy with the results. I went from having less than an acre to now 20 acres worth of land. They made that dream a reality. I'm Daryl, and I'm living in Friendship, Wisconsin, in my dream home, thanks to SaveWithConrad.com.
NMLS number 2129, Equal Housing Lender. SaveWithConrad.com.